Hey guys, Ivan here with the Old School Labs, and we are starting this video with a new physique update of Logan Franklin, who looks insanely classic. Now this is what I'm talking about when I think about classic physique. He is classic through and through. This is what classic is all about, really. Is he gonna dominate on this Mr. Olympia stage this year? No, probably not, because even though he does have those aesthetic lines, even though his body looks fresh, even though he is not too big, and that's why his waist is looking really thin, really athletic. He has that athletic build with huge arms and insane V-taper and good looking skin as well, and he has the face even for it, and the hair and everything. Even considering all that, he still doesn't have that muscle maturity, that density of the muscle that some of the other competitors have, because most of them were bodybuilders who downsized a little and they made the weight for the classic. Logan was a man's physique competitor, you guys know that, so he had to grow, and he still needs to do a little bit more growing if he wants to be the top competitor. Of course, he's one of the best classic physiques in the world right now. He is going to the Mr. Olympia, he's qualified. He may be top 3, I mean, who the hell knows, but I don't think that's gonna happen. There are other guys, but we gotta congratulate Logan for this whole fuss that he created about his name with the rivalry with Chris Bumstead. Everybody's talking about him. I'm talking about him right now before I'm talking about some other names who are better bodybuilders. Some of them, like, for example, Alex Cambronero, Arnold Classic winner. This guy actually won Arnold Classic this year. If Logan Franklin was there, no, he wouldn't beat this guy. So how well can he do? Is he gonna challenge Chris Bumstead? Is he gonna challenge Brian? Maybe Brian is gonna be like 3rd and Alex moves up a spot because he won the Arnold Classic, which is something that Brian did as well before. So I guess maybe he made progress. I mean, he definitely did look the best. He's very best at that Arnold Classic, so maybe he's gonna look way more impressive at Mr. Olympia. Who the hell knows? It might happen. So maybe he's gonna win Mr. Olympia. How about that? He is coming strong off of an Arnold win. I don't think so. I don't see that happening. I don't think he's that caliber of a classic physique bodybuilder. I don't think he's on the level of Chris Bumstead or Brian Ainsley, and I don't see the potential that Logan Franklin, for example, has. But there are other bodybuilders as well. This is the most recent physique update of Alex, that's why I'm showing it to you. But don't forget the other classic physique guys who are also in the top, such as Terrence Ruffin, Ruff Diesel, who was 2nd at the Arnolds, who also decided to give us an update of his physique, where it is right now, and he's one of those bodybuilders that don't really look that impressive in the off-season when they are not completely shredded. And that's how I feel about this physique update right now. Nothing too crazy, nothing impressive, not Mr. Olympia winning material. But when he is lean, when he's shredded, he gets really freaking hard and thick, and he has a really good back. And his legs look insane when he gets ripped, and he knows how to get ripped. And also, he's one of the best posers, if you ask me, the whole time. Really, he's that good. So we'll see how he looks. You know, he was 2nd at the Arnolds. And then you also have some other guys. I mean, yeah, we can forget about George Peterson and Keon because those guys went to 212 and did very well over there. And even though we don't have a most recent physique update of Chan Kang, we must not forget about him. He was 5th spot last year, and there was only between him and 1st spot, of course, you had Brian Ainsley and Chris Bumstead, your top 2, and then you also had the George Peterson and Keon. Keon and George went to 212, as I said before, so this guy is 3rd best classic physique in the world. Maybe Alex is now better because he won the Arnolds, but in my opinion, this year this guy is going to take 3rd spot. It's not going to be Logan Franklin. This is why I'm saying this. People have Logan winning or being 2nd or 3rd, whatever, but there are a bunch of other guys like this, for example, who are just bigger, fuller, rounder, who have more maturity, and this guy in particular has that clean look, fresh look, and this is something that most Chinese guys have. Not really all of them, of course, but many of them do. They have this tight-looking skin and small waist, and look at the size of the quads compared to the waist. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm sure this guy is gonna do well, at least 3rd spot in my opinion. So yeah, there are a lot of other great classic physique competitors that we forget about, and we think about the ones that are popular, that are creating drama, such as Logan Franklin. I am guilty of that as well. I talked about Logan way more than I did about this guy, but that's because this guy doesn't give me any content to work on. So come on, people, upload some photos, some videos, do something if you want to be talked about. If you don't care, that's fine. Let's go to the next topic. Oh, okay, this is getting serious now. Peter Molnar, guys, Peter Molnar. I'm sure you know about this guy. Louis Marco made him kind of famous back in the day. He was a huge potential. I mentioned him a couple of days ago when Chris Aceto posted a photo of him, saying that he is probably the best classic physique in the world right now. And I can't say I disagree with that, because take a look at this madness. Take a look at this physique. What would you take away? What would you add to this physique? Imagine if you were an artist, a clay artist. If you were building a sculpture and you had this. What would you take away? What would you add to make it more perfect? Is there anything? Would you add bigger hamstring? Pop right there? You know, the hamstring peak, call it? No, I'm sure you wouldn't. Would you make bigger glutes? Bigger quad sweep? Smaller waist? Smaller than this? Come on, it would be ridiculous. This is as small as it should be. Bigger biceps, tricep sweep, chest thickness, lats? Nothing really. Smaller neck? Hell no. This guy is a caricature, and this is probably the closest thing that gets to a perfect classic physique. Chris Bumstead is super impressive, but he's not as perfect. Take a look at this. I'm just curious, how would this look next to Chris Bumstead? I don't know how good he is when he's compared. Anyways, the point is, he confirmed he's competing in Romania Pro in a couple of days, in like 5 days from now. He is competing, but this time around not in the open. Now he is transferring to Classic, which is amazing. I made a video about him a couple of months ago maybe, saying that he lost all of his gains, because he did lose a lot of size, but now I see why. He downsized for the Classic. I haven't really seen any posts of him saying that he's doing Classic, but one of my followers who is also from Hungary, like Peter, told me that he's doing Classic. So I don't know where he read it, I can't really find it anywhere, but it makes sense. Because let's be real, I mean, he did the best that he can as an open bodybuilder in IFBB. But if he wants to transfer to MPC and IFBB Pro League, you know, he can't compete against big Rammies and Roelly Winklaars of the sport. No. How well can he do in Classic physique? Much better. But yeah, he needs to downsize quite a bit, because this guy is huge. And we'll see, does he look as impressive when he's smaller? Can't wait to see him. I'm very excited about this. Alright, so next topic is a very controversial one. So warning for you, if you don't want to listen about this, just move forward. Don't watch it, don't listen to me, but I had to update you guys with a physique update of Kai Greene. I know how pissed you are because he's doing this, but he uploaded a photo of himself where he looks absolutely shredded and super impressive, saying, is there a reason for me to look like this even though I don't take stage this year? So basically saying this is how I look right now. And he is obviously lying. He posted this, and a couple of hours later he posted some promo for selling some of his books or some of his supplements, something like that, I don't know. He always does that. He does something like this, so he gets a lot of shares of that photo and a lot of talk about his name, and then he promotes some of the things that he's selling. So he's a salesman, he's just a businessman. Of course, he doesn't look like this right now, but again, like, how sure can I be? Maybe he made a transformation recently. I don't think that's the case, but yeah, he posted this, so I probably pissed you off by talking about him, even by mentioning him, by giving him any attention, but I just wanted to do it anyways. Let's go to the next topic. Alright, so we have a physique update. I mean, an arm and shoulder and body fat percent, I guess, update of Roelly Winklaar. And it is recent because he's wearing a face mask, and he was not looking like this any time in the year before, because he competed last at the Mr Olympia. After that, he took some time off. He did not look shredded. He looked a bit chubby for a while. Now he started his prep for the Mr Olympia. Since he is qualified, he took that top 5 spot. So he started looking lean, like seriously lean. take a look at the veins and the striations on his shoulders and his arms. He's getting conditioned, guys. I talked about this before, but if Roelly brings the conditioning, if he brings it big time, and if he made some improvements, and he usually does make some improvements every year, if he comes in shape, he can win Mr. Olympia. Why the hell not? Who can stop him? Can he beat Brandon? Sure, but there is talk about Brandon beating Phil. So if he can beat Brandon, and Brandon can, in some case beat Phil, if Phil actually comes, off, if he doesn't look good, which is something I highly doubt. I think he's gonna look great, but there is a slight possibility that he did only this prep in order to promote his new supplement brand that he recently created. It could be that, something like Kevin Levrone did back in 2016, where he made a comeback. He took last place in Mr. Olympia, but he launched his supplement line, which was a big success. So maybe that could be something that Phil is doing right now, but I don't know. I mean, knowing Phil, I don't think that's the case, because he's one of the greatest of all time. Would he risk his name like that to be beaten by Brandon Curry? I don't see that happening. Anyways, we have an update of Brandon Curry as well. Does it look impressive? Yes, it does. Does it? Is it revealing? Yeah, he's showing his entire front upper body. And as you can see, he was posing in his underwear, so this photo shows his legs as well, but he decided to hide them. Why? Are they looking much better or the same or worse? I don't know. But this upper body in this front double bicep, an attempt of it, because he couldn't flex properly because the door was too narrow. He looks impressive again, yeah, but there is nothing special here, nothing that can tell you that he made significant improvements from last year or that he's gonna beat Phil Heath. He looks aesthetic. I mean, the small waist is there, fresh looking lines, nice shape, fullness, size, everything. He's gonna bring the conditioning, I'm sure about that as well, but nothing that can indicate him, winning or losing the Mr. Olympia. Right now he looks just like a good old regular Brandon Curry. I don't see many improvements, but he changes as the prep is getting closer to the show. This is Brandon Curry. He looks always way more impressive in those last weeks, and that's where you can actually see if he made progress or not. So let's wait and see how he looks, a couple of weeks out of a show, out of Mr. Olympia, and then we will see at the Mr. Olympia, will he be 2 times Mr. Olympia champion or just 1 time Mr. Olympia champion, or maybe he's going to win it some other year. Who the hell knows? But the question is he going to lose this year or not? We'll see in a couple of weeks. More than a couple, quite a few, but yeah, rather soon. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you want to see more bodybuilding videos like this, you know what to do. Subscribe. All the best, guys, and keep it old school.